folks. Welcome back to Rule of Thumb. It's been a long time and a lot's happened since the end of January. So I thought I'd pop on here and give you folks an update, let you know what's going on, and also do a little cookbook corner. The last I spoke to you, we were getting ready to move. We had found a house that we were really in love with, and we saw it in the beginning, or probably the middle of January, with the idea that we were going to move in the middle of February. Well, middle of February came around, house wasn't ready, and this is a rental property, so it's not a whole lot we can do. They kept saying it was going to be ready. We had our current apartment as an overlap, so we weren't too worried. Well, then it continued to not be ready. So finally, the end of February, we had to say, okay, time to move on, look for something else. But we really had our heart set on moving into a home instead of another apartment. So we started looking again. We went through two more disappointing houses that we found that we liked that didn't end up working out, which in retrospect, when we went back and looked, maybe the neighborhood wasn't the best neighborhood for us. There was a lot of things that happened. Well, March 8th, we got the house that we're in right now. We got the keys for the house we're in right now. And it has been a whirlwind ever since. So the house that we're in now, we had the basement renovated. We had an agreement with the owners of the property that they would allow us to have it renovated, because our intention is to potentially purchase the house down the line. So we had the whole thing gutted, drywall redone, paint, carpet, the whole 9 yards. We got that done in a week, which if anybody's ever had work done on their house, they know that is dream the impossible dream scenario. We had somebody come in to help us, and then we did a lot of the work ourselves. We had friends help us, and we made it happen. In the meantime, we started moving things over little by little, carload by carload, and then we got a truck, moved the last of the stuff one weekend, and boom, we're here. So we've been in the house now for about 2 weeks, and we are now getting ready. My mom is coming to visit tomorrow. She'll be here for a few weeks. She generally comes for a few weeks when she comes to visit. And next week, Josh's parents and his little brother and his girlfriend are coming. It's Passover for us, which is a major Jewish holiday. So we will have a house full here. So I have to have everything unpacked, ready to go, and house beautiful for a family of for a house full of family and guests. So we're almost there. But I wanted to pop on here and update you folks and let you know what was going on. My friend Heather's been like, you better come on and talk to people. They're missing you. So I said, yeah, I probably should do that. So that's what's been going on with us. We have had great comments and support from you guys. Everybody's been really wonderful and saying that they miss us. And I'm just, so thankful for the support. I have a just tremendous laundry list of projects and things that I want to do for videos. We, dwindled down some of the home canned food that we had as we were getting ready to move in anticipation of not having to move as many full jars. So I have a lot of empty jars downstairs staring me in the face saying, please fill me with the food. So I got lots and lots and lots of canning projects coming up. I have some recipes that I want to do. I was talking about working my way through that Instant Pot cookbook. I definitely want to get into that. Many things that I want to work on. And if you folks have suggestions, please feel free, put them down in the comments below. I'm always open to ideas. Can't promise I'll get to them right away, but I keep a long list of things to do. So I am very fortunate in the new house. The kitchen is an amazing setup. So there's going to be much more opportunity to film videos, cooking videos, canning videos. There's a lot more flexibility here, so filming videos is going to be a lot more fun in this house, which I'm really looking forward to. I am here in what is our guest bedroom, but what is really my cookbook room, because I am surrounded by cookbooks. Many of you know that it's just an obsession for me. I absolutely love cookbooks. I love reading them. I love thumbing through them. I love seeing how they're structured. I like to see how cookbooks have evolved through time. So it's just a fun thing for me, and I'm fortunate that, you know, Josh supports me in my craziness. And he's actually a pretty good eagle eye when we're out either doing estate sales or antiquing or, you know, in used bookstores or whatever. Oftentimes he spots stuff that I miss. So I've added a few things. So I definitely have some more cookbook corners coming up. I probably have a list of at least 10, probably closer to 15 books that I definitely want to go over. And I'm sure there'll be more as time goes along. So we're definitely going to see some more of those. So yeah, I hope you folks are going to stick with me and come back and join me as we get back on the horse here and start putting out some good content. Like I said, you know, if there's something you folks are missing or something that you want to see, please feel free to let me know, because I'm always happy to entertain ideas. So now, for the Cookbook Corner portion, I am going to do a very little cookbook. So this is it, and you'll see it is a pamphlet. But I saw this. It's called A New Idea from Borden, introducing cottage cheese, and it was 50 cents. And it was from 1977. Now, I saw this on Instagram. I think the channel was Jewish Food, if I'm not mistaken, is the Instagram channel. So I saw this on there, and I was just like, I just thought it was so unique and different that I had to search and see if I could find it. And sure enough, I found it pretty easily. A guy was selling this one on Etsy. I think I paid $6 for it. And there were some other places that were listing it. And, you know, it's just fun and different, you know. Cottage cheese is kind of a very divisive thing. Either you love it or you hate it, is typically the way it is. Some people are like, oh, I can never eat cottage cheese. Some people, it's a staple in their refrigerator. I tend to not buy it often because I always feel like I get it, I eat some, and I love it, but I never finish the container because I just don't want to eat a whole container of plain cottage cheese. So I'm often looking for ways to use it in new and different ways, and I thought, winner, winner, cottage cheese dinner. So, it is divided up just like any cookbook. It has appetizers, salads and dressings, main dishes, side dishes, breads, and desserts. Now, there's cheese dill bread in here, which is, I believe, the recipe that I did for you folks from the Farm Journal. I think it's the same recipe. It looks to be pretty close. I was interested to see that there was so many recipes in here because I really honestly did not think that there could be that many uses for cottage cheese, but lo and behold, there is. So there's appetizers. They make these little ham and cheese sandwiches on rye bread with cottage cheese as kind of the binder for it, which is kind of interesting. They use it to stuff mushrooms. They use it for a light and tangy onion dip. So they use cottage cheese, and they have the Weiler's onion soup and dip mix. You know, we all know Lipton now. Horseradish, sliced olives, and then they serve it with fresh vegetables. And I was like, would have never thought of that. They do it with a curry. They make a curry dip out of it. They use it to make ham and potato salad, so they use it kind of in the place of the mayo, which it's interesting because, let me see, I don't know if I can show you folks the picture of this, if it'll come out on here. So, let me get you up close here. Do you see that? It's interesting because it kind of looks funky. I'm like, I don't know, but sometimes mayo can be overpowering, or sometimes you're just not in the mood for it. So it might be something different to try. Jello molds. I remember my mom making Jello molds when I was a kid. Well, probably more my grandma, but my mom made them too. What else they got in here? Oh, this was one that I thought was really interesting. Creamy light dill dressing. So they use the cottage cheese, buttermilk, onion, cider vinegar, dill weed, Dijon style mustard, seasoned salt, and they blend it all together to make a dressing, like a dill dressing. And I was like, I think I could totally get down on that. And then they make another one. It's a tangy light dressing, which is the cottage cheese, egg yolk. Back before they told you not to eat raw egg yolks, but some people still do. Real lemon juice, skim milk. They got garlic cheese dressing, Thousand Island dressing. So I thought that was an interesting way to use it as salad dressings, because that's another thing that I buy. I buy salad dressings. We inevitably use half the bottle, and then we don't eat salads for a while, and by the time we get back around to it, the salad dressing's no good. So I often tend to just make salad dressings as opposed to buying them. So that's another couple ways to try and use it. Chicken breast and rice supreme. So now we're into the main dishes. Zucchini and sausage bake. My friend Heather loves zucchini, so she might like that recipe. Salmon cheese puff pies. They have manicotti in here, which many people will tell you you cannot use cottage cheese in Italian food. I grew up, when my mom made lasagna, she used cottage cheese. She was the cottage cheese lasagna mom. Because where we grew up, I grew up in a really small town in the middle of nowhere. Ricotta didn't exist. You know what I mean? So you either used cottage cheese, or you might have gotten like fresh farm cheese from a farmer if you were lucky. But, cottage cheese was the go-to because that's what you could get. Now, as an adult, I've had it both ways. I've made it both ways. Although I will tell you quite honestly, I'm not an experienced lasagna maker. It's not something that I make very often. But I like it both ways. I know some people are probably cringing right now, but I do. I like it both ways. Let's see. Taco beef noodle bake. Oh, cottage surprise burgers. Now, initially I was like, I don't know. But I like cottage cheese, so I might actually like cutting into a burger and having the cottage cheese inside. I don't know. It might be something I would try, like making, 2 burgers. One for me, one for Josh, and see if we like it. I don't know. Let's see. Get into side dishes. Skillet noodles, Parmesan, cool cucumber soup, corn and cottage pudding, potato cheese patties, chili cheese rice casserole. Ooh, I might actually, that might be something I'd be interested in. So then they have the cheese dill bread, which, like I said, is super close to the one that I made for you folks. I really think it might be the exact same recipe. I'd have to compare them side by side. But they also have cottage herb rolls, and they make them to look basically like crescent rolls. Let's see, bring this picture up here for you folks. See it? So, a couple different bread ideas, and then desserts. This one I was just like, I am a coconut freak. I love coconut, which is so funny because when I was a kid, I hated it. I wouldn't go anywhere near it, and now I love it. So this one instantly caught my eye because it's a coconut, but I'm just, I don't know. I'd have to try it, I guess, and see what the texture is like. But do you see what I'm saying? Like, I just don't know. Now, my mom had this recipe that I think was from my grandma on my dad's side, which was like a cottage cheese bar. I'll have to find out from my mom if she still has the recipe. And that was really different. The texture was really different on that. Cottage cheesecake. I know a lot of people that make cheesecake using cottage cheese. Brownie snack cake. So yeah, so like I said, this is a little one. It's just a little tiny cookbook. You know, you can search it on Google. Again, it's Introducing Cottage Cheese. It's from Borden. I did see it listed in a bunch of different places. All of them were fairly inexpensive. So if it's a topic you're interested in, you might enjoy this book. Anyways, I just really wanted to pop on here and tell you folks, we're still here. We're still going to make videos. We got lots of stuff coming up for you. We appreciate you hanging in there with us. And we'll be back soon. Just, you know, hang in there with us. It's still going to be a rough couple of weeks. I'm going to try and put some stuff up over the next couple of weeks when and if I can. And then once we get through the holiday, then we're going to go back at it and try and get back on a somewhat more regular schedule and get you guys some videos and some content and hopefully bring out some things that you want to see and get to some of the ideas that you have as well as some of the ideas that I have. So as always, I hope you folks had a great day. Thanks for joining us. Come back and see us soon.